All right then. We just came out of closed meeting. The directives were given out. Councillor Grimard, well, we'll try to come out with a motion out of all of that discussion we had. So, Councillor Leval, Councillor Zant, move and second that we come out of the closed meeting. Go ahead, Councillor Grimard. Concerning item 1.1, hiring for bylaw enforcement officer, the motion will read as follows. The Town Council mandate the Chief Administrative Officer to take care of the hire of the coordinator of bylaw enforcement on a full-time basis. Seconded by Councillor Lalonde. All those in favor? All those in favor? I'm opposed to this myself. Yes. All those in favor? All those opposed? Fine. Carried then. Motion has been carried. Announcement? Does anyone have any announcements? No announcements? Well then, all right. The Richelieu Banquet will be held on the 30th of April. Chamber of Commerce breakfast on Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock for those getting up early. The exhibition that's being held this weekend, meeting for the Bourget train station in Bourget tomorrow at 7 p.m. Those are my announcements. All right. Let's go on now to consent items. Consent items. Are we skipping over the question period, Mr. Mayor? Item 8. Well, does anyone have any questions of Town Council? If you have anything else, anything to say, if you want to ask anything, now's the time to do so, because you won't have the right to speak afterwards, or you can do so after the next at the next meeting. At this point in time, does anyone want to step up and ask any questions to Town Council? At this point in time, now's the time. Now's the time. Well, if we have any questions with regards to the petition with regards to pavement of a certain street, well, no, we'll deal with that at the next meeting. Well, fine, we'll deal with that at the next meeting then. We have more questions, deal with that. Council members' items, we have none. Let's go on now to item 10. Fine, item 10. I'm sorry? So, ma'am, we have a hard time hearing what you're saying. If you take a look at the back of the documentation that was handed to you, the back part is in French, the front part is in English. So let's go on now to consent items. Are there any consent items you'd like to withdraw from the list? Item 10.3 sub B, Mr. Mayor, that ought to have been removed at the very beginning of the meeting. Someone to read the resolution, please? Go ahead then, Councillor. Someone to read the following. Well, be it deemed that all consent items be adopted. 10.1, adoption of the minutes of the regular meeting of April the 4th, 2016. 10.2, receipt of the minutes of the following meetings. A, Planning Committee of March 2nd, 2016. B, Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting of March 8th, 2016. Excuse me. 10.3 sub B, you would wish to withdraw? All right, well, that's fine. 10.3, adoption of the following items as recommended by Committee of the Whole. A, to adopt the Statement of Remuneration and Expenses for 2015. B, to authorize the staff to expand the scope of work of the Storm Water Management Strategy Stage 1 to include responding to the recommended actions of the MOECC Inspection Report. And 10.3C, to adopt the proposed works on the 2 sections of sanitary sewer pipe on Laurier and Alma Streets. 10.4, resolution to accept the resignation of Michel Sarrazin as member of the Off-Leash Dog Park Advisory Committee. 10.5, resolution to acknowledge receipt of the 2015 annual report of the Heritage Advisory Committee. Point 6, resolution to accept the resignations of Mr. Richard Lalonde and Mrs. Suzanne Young and to adopt Mrs. Sylvie Laframboise and Mrs. Rachel Doughton as members of the Public Transit Advisory Committee. 10.8, resolution to appoint a new member to the Environment Advisory Committee. 10.9, resolution to acknowledge the receipt of the Landfill Site 2015 Annual Report. 10.10, resolution to receive the 2015 Wastewater Treatment Works Annual Report. And 10.11, adoption of the salaries paid from February the 28th, 2016 to March 26th, 2016 in the gross amount of $763,678.89 and net amount of $537,095.91. So I believe you wish to withdraw a certain item that was glossed over, so yes, we'll enter into discussion with regards to this at a later time. All those in favor then? Yes. Seconded by Councillor Simard then. All those in favor? Thank you very much then, folks. Item 10.7. Mr. Mayor, when I took a look at the report, and it was quite pleasing to read the report with regards to our drinking water, there was another report with regards to our sanitary sewer system, and I note that we have a capacity of 1,520 square meters of water, of drinking water that we make use on a daily basis. What is the capacity of our water treatment system, though? Mr. Carrière, that's a very nice question. You've been with us now for the past month. You should certainly know the answer to that. Well, certainly, Mr. Mayor. We're working at approximately 50 to 60% of our top capacity right now. We have sufficient space to expand and to distribute water in different areas. So the sewers are at 59%, no, drinking water. So the sewer system was at 59%, and the report was stating that we were good still for 3,357 additional units in the city of Clarence and Rockland. Those are very encouraging news that we've received. Quite so, quite so. Yes. So, do we have a resolution to receive the report with regards to the municipal drinking water report, as well as the wastewater treatment works annual report? All those in favor of receiving these particular reports, fine. Let's go on now to committee and staff reports. Accounts paid. Accounts paid. I have it here somewhere. If you'll bear with me, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the accounts paid for the period in between 12th of March 2016 to the 3rd of April 2016 in the amount of $4,771,880.23 be adopted as presented. Seconded by Councillor Levert. Any questions? Well, I just have one point here to deal with that I'd like to deal with. I only had 6 pages at my first Inscribe logon. Now I have 28 pages. With regards to the I've just opened the eScribe program tonight. I see the 24 pages. MasterCard, for example, the expenditures, page 7, credit cards. So I'm not going to vote on something that I don't have before me. I have nothing after that. Are there less than 24 pages with regards to accounts payable? Well, usually we deal with an average of about 80 pages of accounts payable. Mr. Mayor, when I noticed that we only had 7 pages to deal with, and I added all of the amounts that were before us contained in those pages, and it added up to the $4,700,000 figure. Well, Mr. Mayor, usually we deal with 80-some pages on a regular basis of accounts payable, and now we have 7 pages that amount to $4,700,000. Should we defer any final decision as to the next meeting, unless Mrs. Ouellette might have something to add? Well, you see, I have 24 pages. Well, do you have 24 pages including the credit card expenditures? Well, there are a lot of blank pages included. Well, there are 24 pages all in all, along with the credit card expenditures included. Well, if you wish, we'll defer this particular item to the next meeting. waiting for the necessary information that will allow us to vote. To vote properly. So item 11.1 is deferred to the next meeting. Moved by Councillor Levert and seconded by Councillor Simoneau. All those in favor? Carried then. That's fine. Let's go on now to bylaws. Councillor Grimard, you certainly have that before you, do you? We'll let you work here tonight. Be it resolved that the following bylaws be adopted. 12.1, 2016-29, to authorize the signature of an agreement with Drain All Limited for the management of municipal hazardous waste. 12.2, 2016-31, to authorize the signature of agreements with Cyclone and Bourget Lawn Care for grass cutting. 2016-45, to dedicate public Part 3 Plan 50R-10480 for the widening of Baseline Road. 12.4, 2016-46, to amend bylaw 1998-61, establishing the Public Library Board in order to increase the number of members. Seconded by Councillor Choignard. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried then, thank you. So let's go on to the confirmatory bylaw. Be it resolved that the Town Council of the City of Clarence and Rockland adopt the bylaw 2016-47 being a confirmatory bylaw for the regular meeting of the 18th of April 2016 that was held. Seconded by Councillor Choignard. All those in favor? Carried. So thank you very much then. So we're going to call this meeting at an end. So the first meeting is over and done with. And because we went about it too quickly, that'll give us approximately 27 minutes to go and talk with you and listen to any frustrations or complaints you might have, folks. So we'll talk to you later.